Hello, this is Connie with the Piano University. Today I have another practice tip. Okay, when a student sits down to practice, they've got an assignment from their teacher, right? Teachers will send it home written down in a notebook, or they send it home in an app, or however. There's certain things students are supposed to practice. Now, I have students ranging from age 3 up through adult. So all of them have the same basic assignments, but the more advanced and the older my students are, the longer those assignments get. But they have different categories of assignments. For example, the lesson book. Most teachers teach with a standard curriculum book that they go through called their lesson book. So that's what we have too, a lesson book. And they'll have lesson book. They'll have a technique exercise. That's like scales, arpeggios, things like that. Sometimes they have theory work that they need to get done during the week. Or they could have, in my studio, it's called the library song. And really it was because I had a library of music that they could choose from, but it's really a student choice song. So if they have it at home or they want to get it or whatever. But in my studio, that's just come to be known as library songs. So they get their library or their fun piece, their student choice piece. And sometimes they might have a piece they're trying to memorize or polish for a performance or a competition. So there could be whatever categories, it's going to be different. So find out exactly what your categories are. Now, if you're a parent helping a young child, this is going to be the same type of thing as if you're older and you're practicing for yourself. Okay, we divide that into those categories. Now we figure out what amount of time is a good amount of time to practice. And in another video, I'll talk to you about why time isn't the best way to measure it. To guide your practice shouldn't be by time. However, it's one of the easiest to measure. So it is a way to measure it, but it's not the most effective way to practice. But for young beginners especially, time is really helpful. Okay, we do that until we can establish some better habits. So let's go with time for right now. My youngest students are going to do about 4 minutes or 5 minutes a day, up to about 10 minutes on a great day. So what we do, if they have 5 minutes and they have a theory assignment, they have a technique assignment, they have a lesson book assignment, and a library song. Well, if they're going to practice for 5 minutes, they get to do, 1 minute and 15 seconds on each one of these things. Now see, 1 minute and 15 seconds isn't that long. And so especially if you set a timer and you practice that as hard as you can for 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then you're done with that category. And then you move to the next one and you do 1 minute and 15 seconds. A timer goes off and you're on to the next one. So it just breaks it up into very doable little chunks. Same thing applies if you're going to be practicing. I have adult students that practice up to an hour and a half a day. If you're going to practice an hour for the day, you got 4 categories of things to practice. Each one's going to get, 15 minutes. So you set your timer for 15 minutes. Get all you can get done in that, then move on to the next assignment. Now, I'm giving you an example of where they're all equal. Doesn't always work out that way. My theory assignments don't take as long, and the technique assignments, some of them are just a 1 minute thing that they're only supposed to do it for 1 minute. So then you can shift those times around. So this takes a little bit of planning up front, but again, once it's set up, then it's easy to follow and you don't need to think about it every day. Okay, a couple of other things that you can do with this. For young kids, it would be great to make like a sticker type chart where here's the day of the week they're going to practice, and then each of the 4 columns or 5 of the categories they get done, and they get to check those off or put a sticker on. For adults, it's kind of the same thing. Make yourself a little practice binder and check those off. And it's good to see all the progress that you've been making, how much you've been doing. I'm starting to work out, and I have a little workout journal, and that kind of shows my progress more than, I haven't seen any physical changes yet, so I don't get frustrated. It's the same thing with the piano. You're not going to see like, oh, next week I'm going to be this much better. It's a very gradual process. So tracking your work like that shows the progress that you're making. Another thing that you could do is randomize it. A die is great. Get a 6-sided die and assign each category a number. 1 is lesson book, 2 is theory, 3 is technique, 4 is the library song, and then 5 could be memorize one line of something from whatever you want to memorize. 6 could be a free choice. So you got to have all 6 covered by something. And then just roll it and see what you get to practice next. That kind of keeps your interest up when it's randomized. You could make it something fun where if you roll doubles, if you roll 2 of the same thing in a row, you're done practicing for the day. Oh, kids would love that. They might even rig the die. I don't know. Or something like that. But that can randomize it. And you could say that you can only roll each number twice. You can only count it once, per day. So it just changes the order. Or you could say, whatever you roll, that's what you practice. So one day you could do lesson book 3 different times. Anyway, those are just some ideas to keep it interesting and to keep it fun and to make it very bite-sized and doable. So let me know if you like this, and let me know what categories you have that you practice. Are they the same ones that I explained, or do you have something different? I'd love to hear what you have going on. All right? Happy practicing.